Thanks for watching this portion of Garage Logic on our YouTube channel, and thanks to our friends at Everest Men's Health for supporting this. Go to everestmenshealth.com to see if their team can help you with stronger energy and better health. And catch the Garage Logic podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
I'll continue to do my work for Minneapolis. Have we heard from Stephen Bubel?
No, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Okay. There's just a wonderfully explanatory guest editorial in today's Star Tribune, written by a guy named Stephen Bubel, who lives in Minneapolis and is a retired attorney and a Minneapolis resident, and he has spent his adult life representing cities across Minnesota in various ways, and he has studied many city charters and helped write amendments to several. And he is weighing in on the fact that the media, most principally, has completely ignored city question number 1 on the ballot coming up in November. City question number 1. Well, you'll recall we had an attorney named Joe Anthony in the spring of 2020, shortly after the salon dwellers rushed over to Powderhorn Park and started demanding police reform. And we talked to Joe Anthony about the city charter, and he's the one who told us no one is in charge if 14 people are in charge.
Yeah.
Well, city question number 1 on this November's ballot aims to heal that, to cure that. The ballot question itself is concise. Shall the Minneapolis City Charter be amended to adopt a change in its form of governance to an executive mayor legislative council structure, to shift certain powers to the mayor, consolidating administrative authority over all operating departments and under the mayor, and eliminating the executive committee? Yes. Vote yes. That language is shorthand for a lot of detail, this fellow writes. To understand what the amendment would do, you need to know something about the existing charter. I'm telling you, this is really a nice piece this guy has written. For readers who want to dig deeper, I refer you to the superb report submitted by the Charter Commission titled Government Structure, Form, and Function, available on the city's website. For starters, our charter is odd. First enacted in 1920, it is not the product of thoughtful process like, say, the U.S. Constitutional Convention in the 18th century. The first charter just patched together many existing laws that govern the young city of Minneapolis. From the get-go, it has been flawed by a diffusion of authority among officials and policy-making bodies. Amendments over the years have attempted to correct some of those flaws, but the document is now like sedimentary rock, an accretion of changes over the years that has hardened into something solid but unstable, riddled with fossils. The central problem is this, that the charter fails to delineate executive and legislative functions, creating ambiguity, inefficiency, and a tendency for policy to be undermined by ward politics and personalities. Well, there you have it. What this does is clearly state, if you vote yes for this, which you should, city question number 1 would finally and clearly state that the mayor is the city's chief executive, charged with administering city business, while the council is the city's legislative body, charged with, well, legislating, enacting ordinances, defining city services, setting the tax levy, approving the budget, and similar matters. This structure might sound familiar. That's because it's the model used in our state government, the federal government, and most tellingly, in every comparably sized city across the land. It is past time to correct a city charter that, in the words of Star Tribune article from 2004, makes no one accountable and puts no one in charge. And that's Joe Anthony. You can't have anyone in charge if 14 people are in charge. This would put the salon dwellers back into a defined role. Right now, they have no defined role. Either does the mayor. And while I want to train the spotlight in City Question 1, I can't avoid questioning the aspect of City Question 2 that will make me vote no. It removes the mayor's executive authority over the police department, which is the only aspect of the existing charter where the lines of accountability are clear. Yeah, it's yes. It's yes on City Question 1. It's no on City Question 2 if City Question 2 gets to the ballot, because we're also learning now that it might very well not. Judge Jamie Anderson has rejected a third time the language, and the Yes for Minnesota people, Yes for Minneapolis people are urging the Supreme Court to take a look at it. In fact, today they're going to be acting in public. Wednesday, a coalition of Minneapolis residents will be speaking about their push to change policing in the city. The Yes for Minneapolis campaign spearheaded a public safety amendment question, which is set to appear on ballots starting Friday. However, a judge ruled against the question again, saying it's unreasonable and misleading. The judge laid out a Friday deadline for any legal challenges to be resolved, but voters may still see the question when absentee ballots are sent out this week. They're not to be counted. You're not to fill that in. The group gathered thousands of signatures to get the question on the ballot. The Yes for Minneapolis spoke at 9:30 a.m. this morning, and our own Channel 5 Eyewitness News will be tracking the latest from what that group was squawking about this morning.
I can actually tell you what they said if you want to hear.
Sure.
They asked the Minnesota Supreme Court again to intervene, and they called the judge's motion, and this is a quote, a heinous act.
Well, it's not a heinous act. It's a legal act.
Not at all, yeah.
Jeez.
And they said they don't know what to expect from the Supreme Court, but they want voters to come together on Friday at the Hennepin County Government Center, basically to protest or let their voices be heard, in their words.
I will reach out to Joe Anthony to try and get him for either tomorrow's show or Friday's show, because one of the questions I'd like a hard-nosed attorney to puzzle me is, because we've been wrestling with it, what's behind this? Why are these people so intensely interested in eliminating a requirement for a police department? What's going on here?
What's in it, right?
What's in it for them? They're outside agencies for most part, certainly financed in large part by outside contributors.
I wonder if a lot of Minnesotans and people from Minneapolis understand that the Yes for Minneapolis people, or what is it, Yes for Minnesota?
Minneapolis.
Whoever they are. Yeah, that they're outside agitators. I wonder if people understand that.
No, because they're just looking at the headline of the name, thinking, "Oh,
Yeah.
then that's got to be good for me."
As far as I know, this show is the only outlet that's mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't know if other shows are routinely discussing this, but I continue to, because I remain convinced it's the most important ballot question in the country, and that's if it gets to the ballot.
Right.
It sounds like it won't.
Quick aside, when I searched for Stephen, is it Bubel? Is
Yep.
that how we're pronouncing it?
Yeah.
The first thing that came up on Twitter was he also did an op-ed piece for St. Paul's trash trauma in
Oh,
the
yeah?
Star Tribune back in October of 2019.
Really?
I was reading
Oh,
it while you were doing it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Did he
B-U-B-U-L.
Did he fall on Joe's side or sane people's side?
It's almost like I was reading Joe. I mean,
Well, we've put word out to Stephen, too.
although his is better.
Okay, that's fine with me.
I'm still baffled by your stance on that, but we're not talking about that.
I don't even remember what my stance was because so many problems have come up since then.
It's pushed that one off the dock.
Right, it's not even on the docket anymore.
It's at the bottom of the harbor.
I just walk my can out there every Monday night. And unlike Hyde, I've never fallen into it.
Oh, man. I would pay so much money to have a copy of that video.
Well, it's in Heaven's Video Store.
Oh,
I'm going to
man.
look that
Oh,
one
yeah.
up.
First thing?
Yeah. It'll be one of the early ones. First is my question about ticks. I'm going right to the Lord and say, what was the deal
what's
with
the deal
ticks?
here?
What was the point? They had no ambition.
No
They had
ambition.
nothing. Didn't do anything.